I lost you there for a second. I'm back though. So, strength. Yeah, so the thing about strength and the thing about weakness is that they're very counterintuitive because you kind of expect it to work out that the stronger you are, like the more capable, the more useful, the more whatever, more practical, the more able you are. And you think that the weaker you are, the more you're going to be a bitch. And the more that you're going to be a doormat, the more that people are going to take advantage of you, the more that you're going to come across as weak, the more that people will. I mean, the way that I explain this, or the way that I make sense of it, is that so with if you have a strong nature, you're very aware of how to abuse or potentially you're aware of how weakness can be abused. You're aware of how to strike. You're aware of how to perfectly fuck up a person. You know, you're just constantly aware of those things, and so like you're just scared because you're scary. So you're scared of everybody else because you know your own level of competence, and because you're already gifted with the instinct, you think that everybody has not only the same, like not only do they have the physical advantages that you can see in them, that you can size up, you think that they have the same advantage of instinct that you do. So then the world just becomes this terrifying place filled with bad like people and bad people and like villains to you. You know, it just becomes just like, yeah. But the truth is that that mindset is a sort of rot. It's weird. But strength is the end of things. Strength is the finalized product of the journey. So like when a tree is done, it is the strongest that it's ever been. It's the tallest that it's ever been. It has the most expressed. You know, it's the largest. It's the most full. But at that point, what happens is that it stays that strong until it dies. And then once it's dead, it needs to be burned so that weak new things can begin. So strength is great and it's very useful, but also trying to cling to it that's rot. Because fire is also great. Fire is as important as the life of those trees for the life of the new trees. So like you should be strong, but don't try to hold on to things. Don't try to make a you're strong, but you're not strong enough to stop time. You're not strong enough to stop the ever-taking current that is always approaching, lapping at us like the ocean shore, lapping at reality like an ocean, like the ocean shore, slowly but surely wiping us away from existence, as if, yeah. The joke is that is we thought we mattered for a minute, you know. So like, strength is great, and it is you can do things with it. Just don't think it is the important thing, because yeah, you know, you'll just get caught. So with weakness, the thing about it is that it looks like it'll make the building fall apart. But if you understand weakness and you have strong, so if you have the building instinct, which is what I think strength is, because not only are you strong, you're able of maintaining strength. You're capable of like keeping that strength up. So you're capable of making a safe space with no modern context, just the space that you patrol. So inside of that, you make the environment to build. Weak people can't do that. They can help with this process, but they can't make this process possible on their own. You need might to do this. But the thing is, if you're only strong while you're building, you're gonna make skyscrapers that have the most like you can't move these skyscrapers. Like they're the most indestructible, the most secure, the most stable. Like these skyscrapers are just perfectly fucking secure, you know, and they're a marvelous strength, and like you did it, dude. But the problem with that is that skyscrapers need to understand that they're not invincible, and they need to have a weakness. They need to be able to give up to the wind. They need to be able to allow the earth to sort of, you know, move them. They need to be able to anticipate when change is going to come, even like change like an earthquake, you know? So like because of that, you can't have the firmest, the most strong, the most literally strong skyscraper. You have to understand that strength comes with qualifications, a lot of qualifications and a lot of understanding. The strongest people are the ones that are strong enough to do evil things and then commit what has to be done so that good can stay around. Very complicated thing. Very complicated thing. I don't think you have to understand that. I think you should work towards that. But this is a smaller point on that journey where it's like understanding that weakness is something that you have to let into your life. Because it just like... Strength is only the building of it. It's not the consuming of it. It's not the understanding of it. It's not the enjoying of it. You can beat life with strength, but you can't live life with strength. And that's the issue with it. If you're a perfectly strong person, you might as well be dead. Because what perfect strength means is that you understand how expendable you are, and you understand perfectly how to use yourself where you know, it's hard to explain, or maybe I'm just a little bit high and tired, but yeah. But also, like, you don't need to be strong alone. That's the real other thing that this comes into. If you allow yourself little weaknesses and you allow yourself to understand weakness and you allow yourself to understand it as not a negative but a positive thing, an equally positive thing is strength, what you'll find is that people are much more willing to help you and listen to you and work with you. And if you're plugged into a community or a unit, what you're doing, no matter what it is going to go much better, move much quicker, and just be more worth it if you're able to get a community like that. You know? You can do it alone, and it's impressive, and kudos, but you could do better work quicker if you just gave up your strength in lieu of being relatable. The problem with strength is that it's like fitness, and the problem with fitness is that it's like intelligence. All of these things are gifts. Gifts don't make you any less human. So your gifts mean that it's much easier for you to follow a certain path, but the end of that path isn't the point of being human. The only place that has that is the end of the path of being a human. So you have to like remember to do that no matter how good you are at anything. No matter if you're fit or smart or strong or weak. Yeah. But like not only will you become more influential if you allow yourself weakness and you allow yourself to love weakness and you allow yourself to understand it, not only will you be more influential, you'll also be way more trusting and relaxed, and you'll be like way less on the death path. You'll be way less on the war path. You'll be way less aggressively good at what you do. Aggressively good at what you do to the point it kills you. That's not where you want to be. You want to be good at what you do around people who you care about and want to be around. That's really what it comes down to. So get as good as you can, but not at the cost of anything. Don't be stronger. Don't get strong at the cost of being healthy, because you can always get strong, and there's always work for you to do. But there's not always you to grow. There's not always you to use. Your life isn't expendable. Your work is, because you can always work more. You can always work again. You can never live again. You can never be this age again. You can never have this day or this moment again. And that's what weakness understands. Because strength is not complaining when things are wrong. Weakness is complaining when things are wrong. Both are equally important. You need to be able to sacrifice the moment so that you can secure the next one, but you also need to understand that if things hurt now, action needs to happen. And you either need to be taken care of or take care of yourself. And, that's how it goes. That's just the rules. And, like, I feel like a lot of us don't get this rule because a lot of us are people who covet strength and want to be strong and are very paranoid and again are very aware of the potential limits of action. I don't trust you because I certainly don't trust me. I would rather be locked in a room alone with you. I don't want to be locked in a room alone with me. That's why I don't trust anybody. So I think people with that disposition are especially privy to this. It's not like a bad thing. I feel how you could get caught up there, and I just want to make sure that there's words out there to tell you that it's okay. Weakness is actually a lot smarter than you think. It's a lot more capable, a lot more beautiful. That's the thing too. It's not about being useful. Being useful is great. Being useful is good, but you're doing things. Then that's good for doing things. That's good for getting things done. There's also the beautiful in life, and the beautiful comes from weakness. You have to be strong to preserve, to show, to create, to all those things with the beauty. If you want to give the beautiful or present it, you certainly have to be strong. But you're still that's why it's beautiful. It's because you're displaying weakness. Your strength has made a beautiful form of something that hurts.